everyone. Again, my name is Jason Lundbeck, here to give you your Tuesday tip of the week. Today we're going to be talking about different shots that we can hit when we're around the green. If we've missed the green and we have, we get into some different situations out there where we have a couple of different options of what shots to hit. I'm going to tell you which ones I feel are the most high percentage in a couple of different situations. So our first situation we have right now is we have a ball that's just short of the green here. We have some danger left with this bunker. We're also dealing with a little bit of a ridge that comes with that bunker up over the hill to a pin that's in a relatively flat portion of the green. So there are times when people, when they see these ridges, they want to go really high with it, thinking they have to stop it in a hurry, where in this situation, this is a good time to, when we're on the course, to walk up and kind of evaluate what kind of green we're working with here. So if you take a look at this green, one of the nice features of TrackMan is that we can take a look up at the green as to what it looks like up there. And if you look at the green, yes, we do have this hill that's impacting our first part of the golf shot, but once we get on the green, it is relatively flat. So our only issue here is to making sure that we're getting up over this initial ridge, and then once we're on the green, it's a relatively flat putt from there. So my main goal here, I think the shot that's going to do the best here in this situation is just a standard pitch shot. So for that, we're going to work on making sure that we're getting that club to about waist high. If you think about it in terms of shapes, we want to create that nice L, a reverse L here, or standard L, right? And then coming through, we're going to make that same position on the way through. So nice smooth swing and making sure we're keeping the acceleration through the shot as we're playing it. We'll see how we go. Nice standard pitch shot. Up by the hole, stops very nicely. I think it's the TrackMan giving me some nice spin numbers there. But that's kind of what you want to do. You want to make sure we're at least flying it up over the initial ridge so we're not landing short and having it roll back to our feet. But all in all, a pretty standard pitch shot. All right, the next shot I have for you is something that we're all probably used to seeing. We just missed the green. We're just to the right of this pin here. Had the right distance, maybe just left it out there a little bit too far to the left. So we're in the rough. We have about 2 to 3 yards that we have to carry up over the rough, and then it's just all green from there. So a lot of amateurs will use the same golf club around the green no matter what. It's a common thing that you see a lot of amateurs see. I find myself, and sometimes, I get accustomed to using a certain club around the green. It feels comfortable. And sometimes that club might not be the best club for the situation. So you'll see a lot of times guys will try and fly it halfway there or even all the way there with a high lofted golf club when you have a ton of green to work with. So it's always best, at least when I was growing up, was told that, the longer it's in the air, the more of a chance that it can go sideways, or more of a chance that there can be a problem with the shot. So in this situation, I would prefer to keep something on the ground, let it run to the hole, and hope that I can nestle it up there really close. So when we're talking about a bump and run shot, a few different things we want to try and make sure that we're doing. So right now I have a 9-iron, so a lot less loft than I would need on a shot like this. And our goal is to swing this club kind of like a putter, right? It's not going to be exactly like a putter, right? We need to have a little bit more acceleration than when we're putting. But the overall setup is going to be the same. I'm going to use almost the exact same putter grip. I'm going to interlock my hands to try and keep a pretty consistent, close to what I use for my putting grip. I'm going to get a little bit closer, and I'm going to feel like I'm standing a little bit taller over the golf ball. And so when I get closer and stand taller, what that does is that's going to get that club. I'm going to have more of that toe interacting with the grass than the heel, right? So I want to get that heel off the ground to, one, help promote that putting stroke like I would when I'm putting, but two, it's going to take some of that turf interaction away from the heel so that there's less grass interaction coming through the impact zone, so we can get a nice crisp strike on it. So I'm going to get a little bit closer, be a little bit taller, and I'm going to have just a nice smooth stroke here, just like if I was putting. That ball's going to run out quite a bit more than it would with something that has more loft, like a 56 or a 60 degree. All right, now our last situation that we're going to talk about today is that dreaded having to carry it over a bunker and onto a short-sided pin. It's happened to all of us. It's always a daunting shot. So I'm going to show you how to hit this shot and be confident that you can make a good strike to the ball. So if you look at our shot here, we have what looks like a downhill lie to a short-sided pin, and we have to carry it over a bunker. So our number one goal should be to carry it onto the green. So in this situation, if I'm past the hole by 8 to 10 feet, that's okay, because the last thing you want to do is to flub that chip and leave it in the bunker. So my plan is to play this shot and expect it to be, if anything, obviously we want it to be right next to the hole, but if anything, I want to go long, right? I want to make sure I give it enough power to cover that bunker and get onto the green. So we want to as well think about how we want to hit this ball a little bit higher. So to do that, what we want to do is we want to make sure we're not pushing that club forward at all. We want to keep that club right in the middle of our body, so we're using that loft of the golf club. Anytime we're pushing that club forward, we're taking loft off. And when we take loft off, we're taking away spin too. So that ball is going to have a hard time stopping. So we want to make sure that we're keeping that club in the middle of our body at address, so we can utilize all of that loft to get that ball popped up in the air and then onto the green. And hopefully it'll stop a little bit sooner. All right, so my goal, we got about 21 yards. I expect that on the green is going to be about 15 yards. I want to do almost a standard pitch shot, but I'm going to have that ball maybe a little bit more forward and really be conscious of making sure that club is even with, say, my zipper line, right? I want to keep it right in the middle of my body. All right, I was a little bit short. I got lucky. I got away with it, but I carried it far enough, and I'm on the green. I got to putt for it to save my par, okay? So these situations, well, there's only a few of them, right? There's obviously a number of situations you can find yourself in out there on the golf course. But just taking, be conscious of the fact that there's more than one golf shot around the green, and making sure you're taking your time and picking the best shot to use in any given situation. All right, so we'll see you next week for another Tuesday tip. We'll see you next time.